Hello again YouTube, I hope you're all doing well today. So if you recall last time around we left off with a new clue. Some strange noises are happening at night time at an abandoned hospital out in the desert. So naturally, being the curious people that we are, Paimon, Traveller and Alhaitham are going to go take a look to see what the deal is and hopefully figure out whether it is the scholars that we are searching for, or if it's something else, maybe a ghost, we don't know. But that's going to be the task for today. I hope you're all ready. I'm super excited, so let's just get on with it.
They were easier to deal with than Paimon had expected.
Were they? I don't know. I just heard a chest open, but I need it. What were you even expecting, Paimon?
Super strong bandits? Or monsters taller than buildings dropping out of the sky? Or, something like that.
I thought I had quite the wild imagination, Paimon, but alright, I'm living for it.
He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
I agree. We have no idea what's going on in here.
This is the one.
Alright. Well, thank you so much for helping. Nice. Now we can explore this abandoned hospital. And I'm a little bit too excited about exploring this abandoned hospital because,
Let's go in and take a look.
I don't know. Morbid curiosity. You carefully search the abandoned hospital. Okay.
Hey, Alhaitham, we haven't found squat. Are you sure we aren't wasting our time here?
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then.
Okay, bye?
I'm taking a break.
Oh, okay.
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book to read?
Yeah, it's the same book that he was reading before, Paimon.
What are you reading? Let Paimon see.
No, dude?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Huh? The natural position, which is the positional propensity of an entity in natural motion in contrast with an object in forced motion? Huh? When free from external influences, every entity displays the tendency to follow its natural trajectory?
Aether's just like, oh my god, no, please.
So, you got that?
Yeah, you understand it, Paimon. You can explain it, right?
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya.
Yeah, you see what I have to do with all the time, man? Yeah.
How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this.
Maybe he likes to read books in a creepy place. Just like I'm excited to explore the creepy place. I don't have to read a book here. I'm just excited. Maybe it's time to spread your wings and become learned.
Hey, what good is that gonna do for you? You're acting like one of those annoying grown-ups who go around nagging people to focus on their studies.
The more you learn, the more money you can earn to support me.
Hey, what gives? Shouldn't you be the one providing for Paimon?
It's a team effort, Paimon. Isn't that what I'm doing now?
Oh, right. Okay then.
We're gonna share the load. That's how this works, Paimon.
Thank you for working so hard and earning so much more. If it weren't for you, Paimon would probably still be floating around in the ocean somewhere. Thank you.
That's okay, Paimon. You've got some secrets. I want to know about your secrets. You're welcome. Yes, let's hear the crying and all the spirits, please.
Paimon's getting so sleepy.
I can hear it. Stop laughing.
Huh? What was that sound?
There it is. It's coming from that direction.
Okay. Oh god.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's in a basement spot. Oh no, dude. Is it under the floorboards?
Hmm?
Stop laughing. Oh.
It's from below.
But there's no way we can get down there.
Something is off about the interior here.
An illusion. I wanted to look in the drawer. Because there's some things sparkling in it and I need to see it. Oh. Oh god. Puzzles. Please solve it for me, Alhaitham. I'm tired.
As I thought. There's a hidden structure.
Alright.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital into this one. Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around here. Let's keep exploring.
Okay, I guess we will. Patient Abbas, male, 23 years old, mole on left side of forehead and left-handed. While his condition remains very serious, survival will be difficult without professional medical care. The patient's survivability, once found, immediately inform. Don't give up, stay positive. All beings are under the watchful eye of the divine, so don't ever give up. The rest of the document has been rendered unreadable by weathering. Intriguing. This week's meals. Alright. Whoa, whoa. Yummy. Sounds nice. Honestly, it does sound nice. In case of emergency, contact the physician on duty immediately. Monday, Ibrahim. Tuesday, blank. Wednesday, Amudi. The remaining sections are blank, I think. Is blank? Is blank, my man? Can we stop climbing on things, Ayato? Thank you. The words for Arvin are on the bottom of the bottle. It seems to have been a gift to someone named Arvin. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is where they were all kept. Oh, God.
Look, there's someone over there.
We need to be careful.
Good idea. Let's approach him slowly without alarming him.
Is he, like, real or is he dead? As in, like, a ghost?
Wait.
Hello, buddy?
You're...
It looks like he's got Elazar because he's got bandages on his arms, so...
He can't speak, and his eyes are unfocused. But he looks too young to be anyone's grandfather.
Maybe he doesn't have... I don't know. Has he got bandages? It looks like bandages, but it could just be his robe.
Also, why is he the only one here?
I don't know.
Didn't expect to see him here.
So you know this man?
You know him?
He's Razak.
Razak,
a senior
okay.
of mine at the academia.
Well, it doesn't seem like he's actually capable of doing anything right now. What's happened to... Stop laughing. What has happened to him?
He's a scholar too? Is he the kind that holds up in a forest and mumbles stuff about training?
No. And that's the problem.
Right.
Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life.
So how did he become like this? Or was he a test subject?
Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means that we might be too late.
Right.
Looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. Perhaps they simply didn't have time to come back for him.
Okay.
There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
Loaded with people?
Stop, Paimon. Yeah, that's exactly what we were thinking. I was thinking either like alive people or dead people.
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if they were afraid of being caught.
Oh, Jesus.
In their...
I'm sorry. I skipped that. I'm too eager.
The symptoms are identical. Looks like we found living proof.
Right.
Huh? Why do you say that?
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your time at Port Ormos.
Yep.
Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh, Dickhead McGee. Whatever his name was. Ainal Ahmad dude. Yeah. Yeah. The Eremite guy who went mad.
Oh, now that you mention it, they're acting the same way.
Correct. The Academia is behind all of this.
Alright, so they're giving them like, oh, god juice or something and turning them mad?
It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale.
And then using them as fuel?
First, the Academia spread a false rumor of the Scarlet King's resurrection, emphasizing the role of the village keepers, the mad scholars who were exiled to Ari Village.
Alright.
These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru Village leapt into action. Unbeknownst to them, of course, through rounding up the scholars, they were actually helping the Academia. As well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends, this scheme has one further advantage to the Academia. All the risks and responsibilities are offloaded onto the Scarlet King's followers.
Yeah, so if anything bad happens, like if it all goes south, they can just be like, well, it was just the radical heretics who worship the Scarlet King. We don't condone any of this sort of nonsense.
Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since the Scarlet King's death all those years ago. Beneath the surface, feelings of desperation are widespread. Many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better.
Right.
Anyone looking to exploit that for their own ends simply needs to make a few empty promises.
Got it.
Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of the Scarlet King and look for no further explanation than differences of belief. A deep-seated mistrust of the desert and everyone in it by the rest of Sumeru will make sure of that. The notion of an Academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple strategy, but it is able to work wonders under Sumeru's current circumstances.
Alright.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's in line with the village chief's theory, too. But there's still one very important question. Wasn't it the Academia that brought the scholars to Aru Village in the first place? Why does it want them back now?
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. The scholars' identity. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, they become missing persons.
I see.
An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, that is brought into question.
And then people forget about them. They're just written off.
If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That makes missing people an ideal resource.
Yep.
Resource? For what exactly?
Experiments, Paimon. Like, oh jeez. Yeah.
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be extracted into knowledge capsules.
Right.
Extracted? You mean canned knowledge comes from people's brains?
With the technology of the Sumeru Academia, it's entirely possible. Perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cry out in the dead of night, when no one is watching them.
Oh my lord. Okay.
So, the human brain... Nope, nah, Hyman doesn't want to think about this.
How did you learn of this technology? I'm actually interested. Paimon, why are you speaking for me? I'm intrigued.
I'm the Academia Scribe, after all. I'm familiar with their projects.
Interesting.
Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were extracted from his mind. But something went wrong in the process.
Maybe they were interrupted? I don't know.
Or perhaps his curiosity got the better of him, and he used such a capsule for himself.
Paimon's a little confused. Can they just use anyone's brain?
No, that can't be right. Most of the mad scholars had made contact with the divine consciousness in the forest. That's what the academia is after. It's also safe to assume that this knowledge has something to do with the Fatui, the Doctor, and also the Balladeer. They're using divine knowledge capsules to turn the Balladeer into a god. Yes, stop laughing. Why am I laughing?
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer.
Yeah, they were just fuel. The academia needs people who have been exposed to the divine consciousness. So I was right with the juice for Scaramouche's robot. Oh.
That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their
Very
entire
nice.
life's pursuit. Extracting canned knowledge is just one of the extreme measures they turn to.
Right.
However, I can't help but wonder, what do they seek to gain from divine knowledge?
I don't know.
The academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge, but what is their ultimate goal?
To stop the withering, Elazar, I don't know, man.
I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but to no avail. It seems like my way of thinking is too different from theirs.
They must be looking for a cure for Elazar. Like, why else would they? We're in the abandoned hospital. And yes, it's kind of not really very moral what they're doing, but maybe that's what they're after. They were hoping to crack the divine code so that they can be like, I can save our people, and we don't need a god. And they're worrying that maybe Lesser Lord Kusanali is going to be undermining that, and people won't believe in science anymore. Who knows?
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on this forbidden stuff?
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, but I'm not particularly interested in gods, so I don't share their degree of zealotry.
Okay.
Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects? If this is the direction of academic progress, then the academia may as well shut its doors.
It's an interesting route to take.
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Yeah.
Of course. The academia's actions run contrary to their rules. Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything has its boundaries. If those lines are crossed, the rules and order that govern everything in the world will be destroyed. This matter needs to be corrected, just like fixing a typo in a book.
Okay.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor people?
Not to be callous, but no. My criteria are a little more restrictive than that.
Alright.
There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Teyvat as well. What do you plan to do about that? Save every last person?
We can't physically do that. It's not possible.
Probably not. Paimon's not sure.
Your motives are more specific and personal.
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength or heroism. I do what I want.
I respect it. Understandable.
The divine knowledge capsule is something I want to investigate in full. That doesn't mean I'm willing to take action for the sake of a few strangers.
Though he rejects the notion of greater moral responsibility, he justifies his actions because they are true to his personal motivations. Someone like him might actually make for a better ally.
Paimon's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the academia, but you're not one of them. You're their weirdo.
Alright, okay.
You're probably right.
Nice.
Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling of being the odd one out.
Good. We wouldn't have you any other way.
Uniqueness is also an asset, is it not?
I would agree.
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. Paimon's really impressed. If only Miss Shani had a similar mindset, her life would definitely be a lot easier.
I'm just a more likable person than her in general. There's nothing more to it than that.
Oh. So what do we do with him?
He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us.
If we
We'll
must.
work out our next step after we return to Ari Village.
Okay. I want to read. What is that? I've got the ancient key. Oh, now I can go back upstairs and read things. Paimon wonders what sort of treasure we'll find here. Probably nothing good. Let's have a read. The shelves are full of thin books. You browse through them and find that they seem to be hospital documents, such as medical records or financial statements. You shut the door in disappointment. I want to read these books, though. Paimon thought there'd be some special treasure inside. Even the wooden barrels and crates we find in our adventures are better than this. At least those had cabbage or fowl inside. Huh? What's this? It looks like it fell out from over there. Let Paimon see. Maybe it'll lead us to treasure. Yeah, I don't think it's going to lead us to some treasure. Well, maybe it will. Treasure of medical knowledge. Patient name Arbas, gender male, occupation farmer, basic status at admission, scabby skin at limb extremities, multiple ulcers on the back, chest, and other bodily surfaces, weakness of limbs and poor mobility observed. Mental faculties are coherent, though there are clear signs of fatigue, poor sleep quality, and poor appetite. Doctor in charge, Amudi. Week 1 of hospitalization. New scabs at limb extremities and enlarged ulcers. The left arm seems unusable and is in pain. Mental faculties are coherent, though there are clear signs of fatigue, poor sleep quality, and poor appetite. Amudi is still in charge. Week 3 of hospitalization. The scabs are scale-like and have spread across the surface of the body. There is necrosis in multiple ulcers. The patient has fallen into a coma. Okay. Yeah, this is Elazar, isn't it? Has to be. Week 9 of hospitalization. The necrosis of the ulcers has been effectively kept under control and no new scabs have appeared on the surface of the body. The patient is in a comatose state. Doctor in charge is blank. Dottore. Question mark. Week 15 of hospitalization. The wound from the replacement treatment has not healed, even after a long time. No new scabs have appeared on the surface of the body. There is weakness in the limbs, and the patient cannot grasp items on their own. The patient is also experiencing fever and vomiting. Mental faculties are coherent, though fatigued, poor sleep, and unable to eat. Doctor in charge is again blank. Week 21 of hospitalization. We have started to manage to keep the scabs on the body surface under control, and the new limb's function has been restored. The new limb... Wait, did they take... Wait. Are they, like, removing people's body parts and then putting new ones on? Okay. The patient is experiencing chronic coughing and is prone to fainting. Mental faculties are coherent and in a good state. Sleep quality and appetite are decent. So they are just taking people's body parts off, like the infected parts, and then they're stitching new ones on. This is some Frankenstein level sugar lumps. Elazar is so scary. Elazar is interesting. What does the other document say? Abbas, right. Doctor in charge is blank again. After 20 weeks of treatment, specimen 4's new skin and new left arm have recovered well. No changes in appetite or sleep. Mental state fluctuates beyond the normal range. There have been multiple attempts to leave the care area. God's voice guides me is cited as motivation, and the specimen is believed to have delusional tendencies. Additionally, the God's voice described in the confession is possibly related to the resonant quake phenomenon present in the internal topographic structure of the dunes. This should be investigated to rule out ungovernable input interference, increase supervision. Holy sugar lumps. Before implementation of blank. Oh, well. I need to know why. Don't give me just blanks. I need all the details. Come on. Implementation. Oh, they're putting shit in these people. Oh, hang on. Going back to what happened with Kole, like she had some old god juice, like injected stuff. Why? It's not funny. It's not funny. She had old god juice, like, injected into her to help control the Elazar. Is that what's been going on here? And that's why he's hearing the whisperings of, like, the god's voice, because it's what has been injected into this guy. Oh, jeez. Paimon didn't understand a thing. I didn't get it either. Ignorance might be bliss here. No. I need to know more. You understood it. Paimon only got the bit that goes, God's voice guides me. It could be underground water flow or creature activity. Okay. People don't want to mention his name, nor do want to remember his words or deeds. I mean, I'm intrigued. I'm not gonna lie. I'm intrigued.
We're back!
Certainly are. What's been going on here?
You must be tired. You should rest and take some water.
Oh, thank you.
What's the situation?
Well, we found a hospital.
Who's this?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless, he's one of the people we're trying to find.
You tell everyone what you saw in the abandoned hospital and share your current theory.
So, at one point in time, the abandoned Elazar hospital served as the academia's site for extracting divine cant knowledge.
Yep, pretty much.
It was quite the experience, let's just say that.
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Ari Village, since divine cant knowledge has been in circulation for a while now. Yet, they fled once we were headed to the village, almost as if they knew we were on their trail. Why is that?
Because we've got a mole somewhere. Someone is not who they appear to be. Or, I don't know, the Akasha terminals. I don't trust them.
Yeah, why is that?
Have you been saying something, Paimon? Have you been running your mouth? I wouldn't be surprised.
We may have a mole in our midst. One of us could be secretly revealing our whereabouts to the academia.
It's probably us. Like, let's be realistic. It's probably us.
Huh? Are our friendships that shallow?
I don't know if we're friends.
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue.
Care to share your thoughts, sir? I would appreciate it.
Sino, you're the reason why they can predict our movements.
Oh, he didn't like that.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words very carefully.
It is simply a logical inference. I have my reasons.
Okay.
So what you're saying is, Sino's the mole.
I don't think he's meaning to be the mole.
Interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious one, Alhaitham, since you were always acting alone.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information.
Yep.
Before you can take action against someone, you are required to have all the facts available, including the less than savory details.
Yes.
Simply put, the academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information. Knowing their modus operandi,
Right, yep.
wouldn't you expect them to take precautions against you?
It would make sense, because he's just turned around and said, nah, I'm leaving.
If you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that you can avoid its bite.
The academia is monitoring me?
They're monitoring everyone, man.
It's not that simple. The academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special protocol for dealing with you.
Oh, jeez.
Every so often comes a Yagarbaha day. On this day, the Academia enters new information into the Akasha through knowledge capsules.
Oh, that's what the sage, like the Grand Sage, was talking about. The Nungaba energy he was talking about. There was, I'm guessing, the knowledge capsules. That's how they were doing the Sub-Zero's festival. They were putting whatever they put into the knowledge capsules into everyone else's systems. Like, oh, that's so creepy.
I remember seeing a thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were all about the General Mahamatra, his activities throughout the day, preferred methods of enacting judgment, everything.
There's no privacy then, it seems.
You're saying that the Academia entered my information into the Akasha too?
Yeah.
But what's the point in doing that? My actions aren't important enough to be added into the Akasha.
To control you?
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route you would follow, your destination. It knew all of this.
That is, yeah, I told you it was creepy.
It predicted my every move.
The Academia has been watching you longer than you think.
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his principles so strongly that he's actually a thorn in their side. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the Academia. They need scholars who are easily pliable and mindlessly go after anything they can profit from.
Yep.
Sino, don't take it to heart. This just proves how much of a trustworthy ally you are.
They escaped because of me.
It's not your fault.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
Exactly. I bet Alhatham's gonna come out with something very insensitive, but you have my support anyway.
I have an idea.
Okay.
If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Alright.
Whoa, you bounced back fast.
It's his determination.
There is always an opportunity for safety after danger passes.
Oh, so that's how it is! Paimon gets it now. If the Academia is trying to avoid Sino, then the safest place would be...
One step behind him.
Yep, that's right!
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going.
You're getting smarter, Paimon. What's
I must go.
Dehya got planned?
There's also something I want to investigate.
That does not surprise me, Alhatham. You just spend most of your time investigating things.
Let's go, guys! After 'em!
Please, wait! I want to go too!
Kid, I really don't think that's a good idea.
You want to go too? If so, you have to promise you'll stay safe.
I'm not playing babysitter. I'm just putting that out there now. I'm not doing it.
I want to find Grandpa. I promise I'll be careful and not cause any trouble.
Oh, God.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
I guess I don't have a choice in this, so all right.
Yay! Let's go! Remember to pack some food with you!
Well, you can do the babysitting, Paimon, seeing as you're so enthusiastic. Your responsibility.
Paimon feels like we're missing someone, though.
She's just left. Dehya is her name.
So, where do we go from here?
Sinu, do you remember the route you took?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
Okay, good. That means I can look for some beetles as we're walking. There he is. Oh, he's there.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Okay.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
Good job, kid.
There's something here.
What have we got?
What's this?
It's buried in the sand. Looks like we'll need to roll up our sleeves and do some work.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work.
Paimon, now isn't the time for complaining.
Okay. So we have to dig it out? Whatever's down there looks like it's buried really deep.
Yeah, alright, get cracking, Paimon. Pull out some spades and shovels and all that sort of thing. You'll be able to do it, right? With some effort, you manage to retrieve the buried objects.
These are likely fragments of an academia-developed device, something akin to a headset.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I like how it's shaped like a leaf, and it's got the sort of the branches as little horns here. That's pretty cool.
Looks like there were more than one village keeper. They must have been escorted this way because there are device fragments scattered around here.
What were these devices doing? Because they're going to power up the new god, aren't they? Because they're under the pretense that they're resurrecting the Scarlet King, but no.
Let's split up and search the area.
Oh boy.
Chances are that we'll find other things nearby.
Yep. Everyone goes in different directions and starts digging in the sand. After a short while, you dig up another device nearby.
Is this what we're searching for? It looks kind of scary.
They look like little beetles, actually, now that I see it close up. You sort of see where I'm coming from, right, with the beetles. Leaf beetles.
This is definitely a device used to extract divine knowledge.
Right, yeah.
How did it end up buried in the sand? That can't have been part of the plan.
Intervention from other people, question mark?
They must have been attacked along the way.
Mercenaries? Randos out in the desert that we don't know about?
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Isak, I think you should have stayed back in the village, frankly. I don't think this is the sort of stuff we're supposed to be showing children.
Fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or
Right.
dehydration, which means that they left fairly recently.
We should be able to catch up.
I hope so.
One more thing. Given that the device had been entirely covered by sand,
The sandstorm?
I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
I agree.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
And that was like, what? A few hours, I would assume? Because Candace was there for a while. Yeah, we should be okay, I hope. Whoa.
But running on sand is so tiring.
Paimon, you're
But
not doing
you're
shit.
flying, aren't you, Paimon?
Yeah.
Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is.
Okay, now's not the time for complaining. We have a mission to do, although I would hate this. I'm just imagining the sand going...
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
An argument, okay. I'm just imagining the sand going into Ayato's shoes. Oh god.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Mercenaries, they look like mercenaries. Dehya is there, look at her.
Dehya's talking with the Eremites?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Let's listen in.
Alright, you're up. You seem to have good hearing,
If you
sir.
had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Which means you probably would lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do. Need me to...
I knew it. That's our Dehya.
Thea? Why would you?
Because she's playing them.
Thea!
This kid is such a...
Hey, what are you doing?
This kid is such a waste, man.
Huh? Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa? Why are you on their side?
Well, look who's here. Ain't that something?
This complicates things.
Yeah. He should have stayed back with Candace. Like, why did we bring this kid?
You've betrayed Ari Village?
So, this is the great General Mahamatra.
Yep.
Dehya, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself. I have the means and methods, and my ideals are far more admirable than theirs.
I'm sure they are, buddy.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people should know that.
Wait, what's going on, Dehya? Whose side are you on here?
We walked in on something where we shouldn't have.
Shut it, Paimon.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't matter.
Shut
Whichever
it,
side you
Paimon.
pick, nothing could deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting the Scarlet King. Once our Lord of Old returns to this land, we will have a new beginning.
Well, you'll have something, that's for sure.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc taught you nothing about placing hopes in a ruler?
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of the Scarlet King. Whether I live by the edge of the sword or in peaceful comfort, my soul will always carry this conviction.
Okay.
It's not too late yet. The village mad scholars aren't gonna bring the Scarlet King back to life.
No.
You don't understand, my dear lady. Pursuing our faith is our purpose in life. Even if the chance of success is 1 in a million, we must be willing to give everything we have.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites? Your Eremites, which you've worked so hard for all these years?
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the moon no longer shine here. All you see now is cracks in this desiccated land. But fate has finally dealt me a hand to play against the academia.
Ah, so this was who was saying it. Rahman. Gotta... Because I wasn't sure if it was something that Dottore was saying because of trying to get back at the academia for expelling him.
With these scholars in
But this
our
makes
custody,
sense.
we'll stomp the academia's forces and fight our way beyond the wall of Samiel.
Because these people have basically been exiled and treated like crap
Ridiculous.
for
Think
being
about
desert
it.
dwellers.
The academia controls the entirety of Sumeru. Your powers are negligible in comparison. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're also against the academia, but neither of them are as arrogant as you are.
They look more like pawns of the academia to me. Why would I listen to anything the people of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata have to say? Filthy traitors. Your god abandoned all honor and betrayed the Scarlet King. We desert dwellers will never trust the likes of you.
That's rough, man.
It's impossible to communicate with someone so hostile.
Yeah, he's pretty angry.
Perhaps we should.
I'll beat him up.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia?
Oh, Hatham?
These people have no value as bargaining chips, but I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage.
I hope you know what you're doing, sir.
These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand, am their current scribe, and will be a much greater asset to you.
Wait, you can't be serious.
I think he is. This man doesn't do jokes.
So, you want to trade places with the hostages, do you?
Precisely. Any wise person would gladly accept my offer.
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck for me.
It would be bad luck for me as well, man. What would I do? I'd have one less simp target.
However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars, perhaps even find out the truth.
Right. It might be worth doing.
Think you can talk me over with that confident look of yours?
Yes?
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a means of joining forces against the academia.
You are the scribe. What do you have against the academia?
Not all desert dwellers believe in the Scarlet King, and the same applies to the academia. Why must all knowledge seekers approve of the academia's way of doing things?
You academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite, just like everyone else on the other side of that wall. I've made myself clear enough. I won't listen to another word from the Dendro Archon's people.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty promises.
You know you're making a dangerous decision, right?
Yeah, I think he's counting on it.
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the Dendro Archon at their word, but what about me? Do you trust me?
We've known each other for years. Of course I do.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the Academia, you need to steel yourself. You can't be afraid.
An arm from the Flame Mane. You've piqued my interest. But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dehya. We're mercs. And mercs don't tend to live long unless they have their wits about them.
No, indeed not. It's a dangerous business.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd bring back the village keepers together.
Yep.
Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying to negotiate! He just wants to make things more difficult!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
Maybe.
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Raman, I'm holding up my end of the deal here. You'd better not let me down.
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No!
Yeah, we shouldn't have brought this kid, like... He's gonna be traumatized.
Dehya! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
I'm actually at a loss for words. This escalated very quickly,
You
but...
don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Holy sugar lumps, okay.
Do it!
Dehya.
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. Where's the sense in cutting my own kin to pieces?
I don't know. Was he...
You've
Oh,
shown me
jeez.
that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave. Meet me in the desert at noon.
That was
tomorrow.
risky. I mean, what was if that guy hadn't have shouted, stop, before this guy fully swung his sword down? That would have been rough. I know he was quite far back, but... he could have committed. That would have been brutal. Interesting.
Phew. I was really counting on him not going through with it.
Dehya!
Jesus, this kid, man.
That was crazy! Have you all lost your minds? What if he'd actually cut your arm off?
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm.
That's a good point. I'll be worried about you.
Okay, I'm sorry. But sometimes when you're out on a limb, you gotta double down to seal the deal, you know?
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them.
Yeah, he was ready to kick some ass.
If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more where they came from. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, There are others out there.
Right.
Wiping them out would do more harm than good.
As you wish.
I'm sorry, Dehya. I should have stayed put and listened. I should have trusted you.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa, so I'll do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes? You just might be scholar material.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little madness is essential to be successful in research.
I can see that, yes.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself?
That's just how he is. I think he was just stating the truth.
Okay, let's get moving.
Honestly, yeah.
We should head back to the village and rest up. Today was just a trial run. Noon tomorrow is gonna be the hard part.
Good, I can't wait. You all return to Ari Village and rest in your rooms in preparation. But what are the chances of success? I don't know. We will have to find out.
You're all here so early.
Yep.
Looks like we have everyone here. Isak, are you sure you want to come with us?
We really shouldn't be bringing this kid, but...
I'll watch from a safe distance. Dehya, I want to be there to bring Grandpa home.
Okay, let's go then.
Dehya, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday.
Mm.
No more of that today, understood? Or I'll be very upset with you.
Fine.
It was very reckless.
Huh. They got here before us.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held everyone up?
You didn't have to admit to that.
Is everything ready?
Yes?
Absolutely. Although, you brought fewer people than I imagined.
Yeah, what happened to him, huh?
Bring him over.
Just one dude.
Grandpa! Why is there only one of them?
Have they all been used as fuel? Stop laughing. Oh god, I think they've all been used, haven't they?
Rahman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word. What's this about?
It's a one-for-one exchange. Sounds fair, don't you think? And let me put it this way.
Not really,
Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people is already a huge compromise on my part. Don't you think you've asked enough?
I don't believe that was the deal that we had, though.
You stay right there!
She is angry.
Playmate! What do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here?
Yeah, we do, man. Just leave the poor old bloke
Why are
alone.
your hands shaking? Wait a second.
But-
It's a earthquake!
Kusanali.
Paimon's dizzy.
Where the heck are we now? Is everyone okay? Yep. Where's Sinu?
This day's going just great.
Yeah, it's certainly a day, isn't it?
What a nuisance.
I know it sucks.
The sand
Oh,
dune
there he is.
collapsed.
Whew. I'm glad he's safe too.
I saw an energy field. The village keeper protected us.
He did.
It glowed green with dendro. Just like you said,
Mm-hmm.
It may well have been the remains of Lesser Lord Kusanali's power inside the scholar's body.
No doubt. You finally believe me.
The Dendro Archon. The present one.
Just because people haven't been seeing what she's doing doesn't mean that she hasn't been looking out for folks in her own unique way. And she needs to see that! Little Radish needs to see that.
Grandpa? Grandpa? Oh no, he's getting confused again.
It's probably because he used all of his energy on saving everyone.
Hey, look around you.
Did there used to be a temple here?
Oh, wow. Yes, it looks like a temple.
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed these underground structures. The symbols on the gate belong to the Scarlet King civilization. This structure must be ancient. Over time, the sandstorms completely buried it and left it in the state we see now.
Now we get to go exploring like we're in a Tomb Raider game.
It could have been an underground palace in the distant past.
Oh, a miracle. Praise the Scarlet King!
What's he doing here? And his men too?
Yeah, I mean, we all fell down in the same hole, Paimon.
They must have fallen down here with us. Pretty lucky if you ask me. Most of them seem in really bad shape, except for him. He got off lightly.
Of course he did, it's typical.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalted lord has shown us the way to his sacred palace.
He's not actually gonna go in there, is he?
Yeah, I think he is. And there's some bad juju in there, I'm imagining. Something has corrupted the palace.
As it happens, I want to take a look inside too.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I am curious, but he's gonna become something evil.
What are you doing?
Being curious, Paimon.
Don't you think it's curious?
Yes?
1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm, and the next, remnants of the Scarlet King's civilization appear. Two major deities are vying to showcase their power to us. It would be a shame not to witness them both.
Paimon thought you weren't interested in gods.
But it's still interesting. You don't have to believe in them to not sort of think this is fascinating.
Indeed. In my view, gods are just a higher form of living being. Or creature, you could say. New discoveries are always worth investigating. Whether they have anything to do with gods is neither here nor there.
You could admire the architecture. We could just go from that standpoint.
Raman, what are you gonna do about your men?
They're like dying over
I'll
there.
just let them lay here. The Scarlet King will take care of his people.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Right now, I'm going inside.
Okay. Oh wow, this is nice.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked completely desolate from the outside. Yet, it flows with energy inside.
So much greenery.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Raman.
Huh? Me?
I mean, that's your name, isn't it, buddy?
Do you see another Raman here?
Are you mocking me? What do you mean, sir?
Interpret it however you want. But there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this structure is clearly left over from the Scarlet King civilization, the energy that flows in here is that of the Dendro Archon.
Whatever you say. It's not like I have a vision.
There's nothing to be angry about. Think of this as an academic journey.
It does seem kinda strange. If that's true, then we might have to explore this whole area to find an explanation.
I really think we should.
Oh, now that's a sight to see.
Oh wow.
The Scarlet King's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of the Scarlet King.
I don't even know what I was expecting. This is kind of random. We're going on quite the adventure, though. How? Oh. Is that Irminsul? Right? It looks like that tree. It's so pretty. Holy sugar lumps.
It's getting brighter! Oh, it looks so beautiful!
It is pretty. Oh, this is so cool.
Wait, what's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
It looks like a tomb. Hmm.
These are Scarlet King runes.
They left something behind. Yes. It's an elegy written in an ancient script.
Alright.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala.
Kasala.
His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration.
You can read ancient Scarlet King script?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
At least 20? Holy, okay.
He's not serious, right?
I don't know.
There's still something off about this place. The elemental energy here is too concentrated. The scent of life. Is it trying to tell us something?
Maybe.
Is this it?
Analyzing.
That sounds positive.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains.
Okay.
Excellent. There's a device from the Scarlet King's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit the information over and project it for everyone to see.
Well, thank you.
Isn't sharing knowledge against the Academia's rules?
I don't think he gives a shit.
Yes. However, under the circumstances, I'd prefer you to see this for yourself. You'll understand after watching it.
I hope so. Is it a cutscene, Al-Haytham? Thank you for being so kind. It is a cutscene and it's nicely drawn.
Knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world.
Oh.
The Scarlet King brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies.
Elazar.
Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Ruka Devata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered,
Right.
and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Ari Village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping the Scarlet King to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, Cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
So it is. Kusanali is
That.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. She shrunk. I think that's the best way that I can describe it. Holy crap.
The priest's memories.
No. No, impossible.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So the former Dendro Archon and the Scarlet King were never enemies at all.
Seemed like they were all just helping each other out, you know?
But this doesn't make any sense. The Dendro Archon's followers, they're clearly...
Someone's been misguiding you, my man.
Was that the former Dendro Archon? She became so tiny in the end.
Don't we know someone else who's tiny, Paimon? Who's trapped and we need to help her? Baby Radish. See, Traveller's got up. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata came to the rescue of King Deshret and his people, but eradicating the forbidden knowledge took so much of her power. The two deities' followers have resented each other all this time, completely unaware that their gods stuck by each other through life and death.
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt the Scarlet King's technology. You've just witnessed his priest's last words.
I've never heard about any of this before.
I really like those animations that they do, like the animated ones in that particular art style. It's always fun to watch them.
The surviving followers of the Scarlet King all gathered in Ari Village. Our god did not make mistakes. We refused to believe any of the rumors.
Everyone makes mistakes.
The Scarlet King's death, the all but total annihilation of our civilization. It was all Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's doing.
Well, not according to the priest, so...
He saw her as nothing more than a traitor. Who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis. Just like us humans. Fighting, feuding, double-crossing each other to survive in the desert.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, if I hadn't witnessed his last words with my own eyes, ears, and heart, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known. Am I really supposed to believe that after all these years, all this time seeking revenge, suddenly now my enemy is my savior?
There's a lot to take in, my dude, I get it. I do get it.
Raman, that's enough.
But there's no need for violence.
Give it a rest. You're starting to make a fool of yourself.
Dehya, tell me, my Aramites and I, what are we even fighting for?
For yourselves. For survival. Raman takes some time to collect his thoughts, while the rest of the party does something. Raman's reaction is nothing strange.
Hey, how you doing?
I agree. There's a lot to take in.
I'll live. Thanks. I should probably go. Can't just stay here forever.
No, I hadn't planned on chilling out here forever either.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply ashamed of everything I've done. You'll get everything you're asking for.
Okay.
But please, give me some time. After everything that's happened here today, somehow I need to explain it to the others.
You'll figure it out, man.
It's not gonna be easy.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with. Dehya, this is where our camp's located. Make a note of it.
When would be a good time for us to go?
Tomorrow, I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same side.
Okay. Seems like a plan.
And I'll return every last one of your your village keepers. We'll share our other resources with you too.
We help each other out.
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy is the sages.
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone. It's the people responsible for all this that need to face the consequences of their actions.
That must have been rough. But he seems to have figured things out now.
Well, maybe, hopefully.
Ramon's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction in the desert is no easy feat.
No, it would be a rough job, I would imagine.
It's too bad he was held back by his belief in the Scarlet King. But now that that's changed, I guess we have a few more people on our side.
This is a turn for the better.
The outcome, at least, is favorable.
We should get going too.
All right.
Let's head back, have a proper meal, and a nice, long sleep. We'll need all our energy tomorrow.
Paimon, what have you actually done? You've been talking a lot, maybe that's exhausted you, but what have you actually done? Sinu, are you gonna come with us?
Sino, we're leaving!
Why are you screaming?
Stop yelling.
Yeah, dude, like... At least you said it, man. I have to deal with this every day. Hey, Ramon.
Ramon, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back to Ari Village shortly.
Thank you.
I guess all I can say now is thanks for agreeing to help.
We need to work together.
Ah, don't mention it. I think we can both agree you went to hell and back for it. But we share a common cause now.
We do.
From here on out, we're allies.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them. Follow me.
Okay.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Yeah, of course they are. Look at the eyebrows. The evil eyebrows have made a return. Never trust them. And that man has got like a really sick mustache. But also don't trust him.
Oh no, it's the Scribe!
You are in trouble, sir.
There's no need to yell. No one can help you now.
We've been all over the desert trying to find you.
That's right.
Oh. Bring judgment upon these people, please, Sinu.
General Mahamatra? No. Make it quick, please. Swift and painless.
Nah. I wouldn't be doing that. You've made these people suffer, so fair's fair.
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino, they turn pale like they've seen a ghost.
Yeah, he's an intimidating person.
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could have done all this by ourselves.
But you're still doing it.
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
Good.
I could do worse.
I like Sinu.
Please have mercy.
I like him a lot.
Start talking. Otherwise, I'll have to resort to other methods.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently. Why? What are they trying to accomplish?
Yeah.
They, wanted to extract canned knowledge.
Yeah.
Don't play dumb. You know what I'm really asking. They extract divine canned knowledge. Then what?
Yeah, what's the whole purpose of this?
I really don't know how to explain it.
You better try, because otherwise you're in trouble.
Well, you better start talking or you'll be sorry.
Chop chop. Maybe quite literally.
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
May I ask them a question?
Be my guest.
Thank you. The sages are trying to create a new god, aren't they? Scaramouche. All hail, my son.
Huh?
Yeah, dude.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything. You're serious, aren't you?
Yeah, they're using people juice.
How did you know?
Because I've seen him.
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. A god that will belong to them and to the people of Sumeru.
Scaramouche is just being used, isn't he?
It may
Dude.
seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, scholarly breakthroughs have been few and far between.
Right.
The withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was still with us.
She is. You imprisoned her.
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He
Yeah.
brought a gnosis and said he wanted to borrow the Academia's research facilities.
Yeah, he got his hands on the electrognosis. Because, like, did Scaramouche, like, just hand it over to him? Anyway, it was Scaramouche had the electrognosis. Now Dottoro's got it.
The Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those words, everyone's expression changed. He asked them, do you wish to create a god?
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia looks like.
Messing with things that you shouldn't be doing.
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on an exquisite humanoid puppet.
Yep.
After that, they harvested dreams via the Zeb-Zerus Festival Samsara, maximizing the Akasha's output.
Okay.
With the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency, they were able to use it to extract the power from the Gnosis and convert it into a divine core. Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom. For that to happen, they needed a huge quantity of divine canned knowledge.
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of divine origin?
Yeah.
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the Scholar's madness for centuries, but to no avail.
Right.
Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can see what that implies, Scribe Al-Haytham. If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher. In other words, it's the source of the God of Wisdom's omniscience and omnipotence.
But the sage's end product won't be Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. It will be the Ballad. It is Scaramouche, my son.
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is.
No.
It's the ability to exercise control over knowledge and wisdom that matters.
Yeah.
It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience and omnipotence that burns in their blood. Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect to sources of light. For the sages, their only source of hope is the existence of a deity who embodies the acme of wisdom. This is but a form of phototaxis. For many scholars, the absence of a god of wisdom means stumbling in the darkness for the duration of their lives.
I can understand needing to find that source of inspiration, divine inspiration.
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean to you? Is she not a true god present in this world? If you already have a new god, why try to create another one?
From the beginning, the Academia has never treated her as a god. When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped that she would be as wise as Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But upon evaluation, they found that at the time she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. This forced them to accept that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata had indeed passed away.
She'd used all of her powers up, hadn't she?
Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's Gnosis had been used to power the Akasha this entire time.
Right.
By herself, she has neither an Archon's raw power, nor the spectacular insight expected of a god of wisdom. Slowly but surely, people began to forget about her existence.
So, this is the path the sages have chosen.
Even now, they still refuse to acknowledge Lesser Lord Kusanali. I never imagined a god could be subjected to such cruelty. It's a shame.
All right, let's try to keep our cool. If everyone's in a bad mood, then let's change up our scenery.
Where do you have in mind?
Raman, give me a few men to help us escort the village keepers back to the village.
Okay.
And these two scholars, they're coming too.
You're not off the hook yet, boys.
Sure, as you wish.
The village keepers you found have all been returned to their homes.
Good.
And each one has a dedicated caregiver to look after them. The two new scholars are being kept under close supervision, too. Really great work, everyone.
Awesome.
The atmosphere is so heavy.
It's hard to not feel weighed down by what we just learned. Despite everything Lesser Lord Kusanali has done for her people, the Academia has abandoned her in the sanctuary of Surasthana like a lost cause. Even those she's protected have never realized there is such a small and childlike god in the world.
Hey, say something! Stop spacing out!
I'm thinking, bro.
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about? In that case, let's all get some water and try to think about something else.
Okay.
Or I can go fetch some snacks.
Okay. Well, Paimon will shut up then.
Oh, Paimon's so coming with you!
Good, leave us alone.
Do you have any plans, Traveler?
No.
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
Yes? I want to share everything I know with all of you.
So you were still withholding some information?
Yes, just as you've been, Alhaitham. We're even now. Yes, I'm sorry, I had my reasons, but now I know we're all in this together. Between the conversations, Candace and Paimon bring over snacks and tea. I wonder what kind of tea. Dehya's expression is relaxed, as if her mood hasn't been affected by the heavy conversation at all. Sino has a firm and solemn expression on his face. Looks like he's made up his mind about something. Alhaitham also turns towards the crowd. He wants to listen too. After that, the whole story comes out. All the experiences, feelings, secrets are shared freely with everyone. Good. From today on,
Even though we lived
everyone's
through
fighting
all
together.
of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal to hear you talk about it again.
That's everything we've experienced so far in Sumeru.
What a whirlwind of a story.
Yeah, I know, right?
Felt like I was holding my breath the whole time.
We don't do boring here, Dehya. We do it super exciting. Everywhere we go, it's just thrills and drama.
It seems like there will be more issues to face in the days ahead than I'd anticipated.
Buckle up, buddy.
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now that Raman's joined us, we'll be an even stronger team.
Yeah, we have more allies, so that's nice.
It's time to make a plan.
Yeah.
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression of the rules in every sense. We cannot allow it to continue.
I agree.
So, everyone, are we on the same page?
Yes.
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our ultimate goal.
No matter what lies ahead, I will do my utmost.
Well, let's brainstorm a little more about what other resources we can draw on.
The next time we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
Right.
Yep, it'll work out for sure.
Well, I hope so. We'll see. Oh, Alhaitham, are you reading your book? Very nice.
Don't rush. This is a big undertaking, and the planning and preparation for what lies ahead will no doubt take some time.
Probably.
Take it slowly. We need to make sure the plan is as effective as possible.
I agree.
He's starting to read his book again. Hey, are you even listening?
Would you like me to lend you something to read?
I think you could benefit from that, Paimon.
No way. Your books aren't quite to Paimon's tastes.
I was joking. I know my books are far too difficult for you, and I have no intention of lending them out.
Get wrecked, Paimon.
Ugh, you're so annoying.
Get wrecked.
You must let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Thank you, Candace.
Though I cannot leave Ari Village, I can't help but feel stirred when I see the looks in your eyes. I've never felt as roused as this when fighting alone in the past. I suppose this must be the power of camaraderie.
I would say so, yes.
The past few days have been some of the most challenging work I've ever taken on.
It's certainly been something, hasn't it?
And none of it'll earn me a single mora. I can't believe it.
Look on the bright side, Dehya. Maybe we'll get a huge reward after this is all over.
Well,
You've got a point.
maybe.
Hey, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow with more money than you could ever spend?
Paimon would buy boatloads of tasty snacks.
Of course you would.
That's it?
And maybe some tasty drinks as well?
How adorable.
Okay.
Well, here's to all our indulgent fantasies. If there's a chance they can come true, I'll give it my best shot. And here's hoping that everything we do from now on will change this world for the better.
We'll have to see.
In the past, I never imagined that even the gods could suffer from hardship. If we can find a way to change all of this, will this nation become a better place?
Good question. Maybe. It will certainly have people more unified, I would imagine. Alright, and so that was all of the current available Archon quest done and dusted, and wow, what a ride it has been so far. I'm really excited to see where this goes because we've got a lot at stake now. Obviously, Nahida is still trapped. We need to make sure that she's set free and that she can be ruling over the people of Sumeru without the tyrannical academia doing whatever it is they're doing. Shady business. But we don't need their Scaramouche god. I mean, I like Scaramouche, but we don't need him being a god, I don't think. That sounds like a terrible idea. So we need to put a stop to that. We have at least gained some new allies, which is nice. Rahman and his desert tribe, I guess you could call them, his people. They are united with us, which is a win. And yes, I'm so excited to see where this goes. So I'm going to say thank you, everyone, so much for coming on this journey with me. It really does mean a lot to me. I hope you've had as much fun as I have had playing through this. And I'm just going to say, please do take care, and I will see you all again very, very soon.